looking at Dale Cox Gymnasium in Lakeville, where on an icy night, the couple of teams hope to put on a slick performance. It's the Knox Redskins and the Laville Lancers in a Hoosier North showdown on TV 46. How you doing, everybody? Between the Hall of Famers, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Great to have you with us for another night of high school basketball on TV 46. Bob, Knox comes in here with a record of 7-3, including a win over Plymouth this year. Just how good are the Redskins?
Well, they think they could be even better than their 7-3 indicates. They've had a couple of close losses. But Coach Kruger has been very patient with this team, and he's got some good leadership. He's got some outstanding players on this team. When you think about a player like Cole McIntyre who could play anywhere and do a good job, and Gunnar Wagner is one of their guys on the outside, but they've got a nice support group, very physical team. They don't mind mixing it up a little bit.
We have become used to seeing Laville become good under the Michael Edison reign. This year the team is 5-3 after losing some good senior talent, but they're getting better. 1 point loss to North Judson last Saturday, and still in contention for the conference title.
Right, and one of the things that Coach Kruger told us when we were down at Knox High School this week was that this is a team at Laville that concerns him because they really get after you defensively. They will get on the floor, they'll dive for loose balls. And I said, gee, I wonder where they got that. That's what Michael Edison used to do in high school and at Bethel. So this is a team much like Michael. They're going to get better shooting the basketball as the season goes along. But the other day at practice, he said, we have trouble making shots, and they didn't miss while we were there.
We mentioned the winning tradition of Laville, so now I turn to our sideline guy, Bo Hunt. They're used to being in big games like this. Maybe not so much for Knox. How much does that play a factor in tonight's game?
Well, I think it plays a big factor in the game, that experience that Laville has over the past few seasons and the experience that they have. With Knox, they're more of an inside game type of team as well. So if they get down early and they try to stay with their game plan of hitting those inside shots, can they come back? We've seen Laville against that North Judson. They were down 16 early, came back, only made it a 1 point game because they're more of an outside shooting team. So they have the ability to come back. So if one of these teams gets out early, I think Laville has a chance coming back. But if Knox gets down early, I'm not sure if they can come back from that.
The two head coaches, Rob Kruger on the left, Michael Edison on the right, getting ready for this one. We will too, with the Silver Leaf Floral and Boutique pregame show and the Jordan Automotive keys to win. Austin Dove was crowned the homecoming king. Can his Lancers be kings of the Hoosier North? We'll find out next on 46.
This is the WHME TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Intera Credit Union, South Bend Orthopedics, Bill's Heating, Jordan Automotive Group, Teachers Credit Union, IU South Bend, Electrical Workers Local 153, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technology, and the IHSAA.
And this edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you by the Jordan Automotive Group. It's simple, easy, and stress-free. Welcome, everybody, to the Silver Leaf Florist and Boutique pregame show as we get you ready for Knox and Laville tonight from Dale Cox Gymnasium in Lakeville. Time now to look at our keys to win. Brought to you by the aforementioned Jordan Auto Group. And when you look at this Knox team, they're led in scoring by a sophomore. His name is Cole McIntyre, 6'4", scores 14 points a game, about 4 rebounds a game. An explosive leaper who's getting some attention on the summer circuit. He was the MVP of the Nike summer camp a couple of years ago. He'll get some help from his point guard, Gunnar Wagner, a 5'11 junior, just below 10 points a game, gets 5 rebounds a game, also leads the team in assists, and they really want him to be more aggressive and be a drive and dish kind of point guard. The keys to win for Rob Kruger and the Redskins.
Well, number one, they got to be patient, and by that I mean you run your offense, but make sure you take a look at what the coach wants to have done, and you might have to take a shot or feel like you do, but run that offense, be patient with it. Don't have too much screen time. I'll tell you, it's one thing that Laville likes to do. They love to screen you, and you got to fight through those. And you got to dare to be different. And this is a team that has been good inside. They need to be better outside. And so being a little bit different might be key in tonight's game. For head coach Rob Kruger, he's in his 5th season now at Knox.
I think we made some progress. I think we learned some things over the break, and And, you know, there were some things that concerned us about the way we were playing, and we spent a lot of time trying to clean those things up, and hopefully the second part of the season we see the dividends, see that pay off.
If Laville is going to be good, they need a good game from Bobby Good. He is their leading scorer on the year, almost 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, has had 5 games in double figures, and has really improved his outside shooting immensely over the past year. And then they've got Connor Wazorek at point guard, 4-year member of the varsity, 3-year starter, the 5'10 senior, averages 9.5 points a game. He leads the team in assists and steals, but he's coming off just a 3-point performance last Saturday in the loss to North Judson. The keys to win for Michael Edison and the Lancers.
Well, they got to clean the glass. They got to keep Knox to a one-and-done situation, get that defensive rebound, and head up the floor. They got to defend the post. The post could be a factor certainly for Knox, and they got to make sure they're denying the ball into the post. Then they got to hit some shots. And that sounds overly simple, but that's been one of the big things that's held Laville back a little bit this year. They don't have those pure shooters like they've had in the past. They've got guys with that ability. They just got to build that confidence and get better. For Michael Edison's team, Michael's in his 12th season with 168 wins, 94 losses.
Yeah, and really, I think a lot of coaches would say this, but from game to game, you just don't know what you're going to expect. But I've really been pleased with the effort our guys have shown. Come out, they work hard, they try to do what we ask of them, and then it just comes down to the execution on game night.
They've had plenty to cheer about over the years here at Laville. They're hoping for the home team to get a win on homecoming night tonight. Those have been the Jordan Automotive keys to win on the Silverleaf Florist and Boutique pregame show. They're fired up, so are we. Opening tip next on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you by Intera Credit Union. We get it because we live here too. Before the boys' game tonight, there was a girls' basketball contest between Knox and Laville, and what a season the Knox Redskins are having. They came in 19-0 and scored the first 23 points of the game. Felicity Olin Isaac had a couple of early hoops, got the bucket and the bump right there. And then they were getting some help from Remy Jordan on the inside. The 6-foot junior had another terrific game. Neil Minnick certainly didn't have much to complain about in this one. He got a bucket there from Riley Messer, his freshman forward, as the Redskins rolled to a 60-17 win, their third straight 20-win season. Now we're announcing the starting lineups for the boys' game. Here's Bob Nagel.
And we'll take a look at the Knox Redskins up first, and Gunnar Wagner will start at guard. He wears number 3. He's a 5'11 junior. Also in that starting lineup at a guard is Braxton Geller. He'll wear number 34, 5'11 junior. The forwards, Cade Short, 6'1 junior. He'll wear number 4. 6'1 junior, number 22, Zach Rose will be in the front court, along with Cole McIntyre, wears number 24. McIntyre, just a sophomore, 6'4". And so that whole lineup has 4 juniors and 1 sophomore in the starting grid. For the Laville Lancers, Connor Wazorek is a 5'11 junior. He will start at the guard. He wears number 3. Leighton Zarnecki is a 6-foot junior. He'll wear number 12. He also is a guard. And up front, Bobby Good, number 22, 6'4 junior. Austin Dove, a 6'4 senior, wears number 34. And number 44 is another senior, Jimmy Fisher. He's 6'2". And so 2 seniors in that starting lineup for the Laville Lancers. Will that make a difference? Well, we'll find out.
Series history, this is the oldest rival for Laville. Their very first game as the Lancers played against Knox. Lancers lead the series dating back to 1965, though Knox won the last meeting last year by 5. The officials tonight, Jimmy Arnett will toss it up, working with John Hampton and Tom Hines. We're ready for basketball from Lakeville tonight. Knox in the red, Lancers in the white. Should be a good one in the Hoosier North Athletic Conference.
What a wonderful job they've done here at the Daley Cox Gymnasium. Total renovation, everything first class. We're ready to go. Here to call the action, my partner, Chuck Fraby.
The Laville Lancers win the tip. They come in with a record of 5-3. Their best win by 7 over Pioneer. They lost by 1 to North Judson last Saturday night. Knox will open up in man-to-man. Connor Wazorek gets it over to Bobby Good. The three is missed, but Good gets his own offensive rebound. And that'll be one of the keys for both teams to check that rebounding count. Leighton Zarnecki on the outside for three. The iron unkind, and Cole McIntyre with the rebound for the 7-3 Redskins. Their best win, a 15-point victory over Plymouth. They beat Winnebago by 9 last Saturday. Man-to-man defense here for Laville, but helping out on the sides. That's Gunnar Wagner with the penetration and the left hand for two. That is exactly what Rob Kruger wants to see from his point guard tonight.
Good penetration. He could have drawn the foul, but good idea for Laville early in the game. Don't waste a foul.
By the way, our opening basket brought to you by Behind Bars Power Sports as Wazorek misses the three. The rebound controlled by Laville. First quarter tonight brought to you by Bellman Oil and the Belmart BP convenience stores. Wazorek, the veteran point guard, will set things up. Good, being guarded by Zach Ross. Ross usually gets the lead scorer from the other team. Wazorek being guarded by Wagner. Zarnecki for three. The iron no good, but the rebound by Good is up and good. And he was fouled.
Zarnecki 0 for 2 from three-point range. Good with the rebound and the basket. And check the first three rebounds of the game for Laville are all on the offensive end.
So Bobby Good, a 78% free throw shooter, goes to the line. The 6'4 junior known as a terrific offensive rebounder, and he's had a couple already tonight. And Laville takes a 3-2 lead. Gunnar Wagner at the point for Knox. Wants to find McIntyre down on the post. They do here. McIntyre working against Zarnecki, kicks it back outside. Braxton Geller getting the start tonight for Knox, and a travel called on the Redskins.
First turnover, and check, that's kind of what we were talking about with Knox needing to be patient. McIntyre looked like he could force a shot early in that possession. Instead, put it back on the floor. Now, he did travel with it, but they're trying to run Coach Kruger's offense.
And we've got a foul, a blocking foul called here. It's going to be on Austin Dove for an illegal screen.
Well, it looked like maybe Geller got the contact going, but call goes against Dove.
By the way, our live stream tonight, sponsored by the City of Knox. We appreciate all of you who might be watching on either YouTube or Facebook from the comfort of your own home or wherever you may be. Wagner with the right-hand dribble. Short, wing jumper is no good. McIntyre gets the offensive rebound, and Geller's three is off the mark. Dove with the high rebound for Laville. Jimmy Fisher down on the baseline. Good for three. That won't go either, and Wagner the rebound. Laville was cold from the outside against North Judson last Saturday, and they are again tonight. McIntyre likes to take the three, but instead whip the pass to Short for two. That's a beauty.
That's a nice look.
He really threaded the needle on that one. McIntyre, a receiver on the football team, used to receiving passes like that, not throwing them. Here's Wazorek on the penetration. Zarnecki for three. That's no good either, and the rebound to Zach Ross. Knox likes to run, but good transition defense this time by Laville. 4-3 Redskins, 4:42 to go first quarter.
Laville 0 for 6 from three-point range.
McIntyre got Fisher on his back on the block and put it up and in. That was a concern of Michael Edison at practice this week. Was trying to get in front of McIntyre. Fisher didn't do it that time and paid the price. Wazorek thought about the three, but they have not been dropping for the Lancers. That won't stop Fisher, and he buries it. Jimmy Fisher, a 6'2 senior who averages 6 points a game, ties it up at 6, but it's not tied for long as Cade Short goes inside. And Short, who averages 12 a game, already has 4. Zarnecki baseline drive is short. Out of bounds off of Laville. It'll be Knox ball. Lancers will go to the bench, and they'll send in Andrew Dill and Alec Coleman. very similar to the game we saw last week, Bob, in that Laville feels it has depth, wants to try to wear Knox down a little bit.
Well, especially at home, they thought they had the crowd in their favor, although Knox brought a great contingent here, not only for this game, but the girls' game.
We've seen some good passing so far by the Redskins. Short, another jumper is short, but lost the offensive rebound. Wagner looking for some help. And a travel on Zach Ross. Second turnover on the Redskins.
Knox with 5 rebounds, Laville with 4.
You get another look on the SBO replay at the foot shuffling by Ross. Laville with Andrew Dill in the game now, wearing 23. Good ball fake by Zarnecki. And Dill is open for 3 in the corner. That's too strong. The rebound good. Another offensive rebound with Zoric makes him pay. Connor with Zoric with the 3-pointer. He's only his 4th 3 of the year. And Laville takes the lead. Wagner was looking for the backdoor alley-oop to McIntyre, who is capable of elevating, but it wasn't open. Short instead goes to Wagner down on the post, and the little 5'11" guard can't get it to go. Good, another rebound. Boy, he's had a ton of ricochets in the early going.
Laville was concerned about the rebounding. They're doing a pretty good job.
Good ball movement here by the Lancers. They get it to Dill for 3. Too strong, but another offensive rebound, this one to Coleman. Wow, has Laville done a job on the offensive glass? Let's see if they make Knox pay with some more second chance points here.
Shooting a lot of 3-pointers, Chuck, and as you know, the rebounds tend to come off a little longer. Gives you that opportunity.
Good with the putback, he's got 5. Their best offense is to miss the 3 and get the rebound.
That's an entry pass, isn't it?
McIntyre on the low block, lost the handle going up, almost was able to volleyball it in. Lancers try to build on a 3-point lead. Fisher from the high post trying to work on McIntyre, who had defended it very well. Then Coleman knocks it out of bounds. Both teams will go to the bench. Austin Talby comes in for Knox, and Austin Dove back in for Laville.
Lancers on top, 11-8, and Chuck, they've taken an awful lot of 3-pointers in this first quarter, but they've hit a couple of them.
And Knox with another sloppy turnover, which will draw the ire of Rob Kruger in front of the Redskin bench.
4 turnovers for Knox, 0 turnovers so far for Laville.
And this is a Knox team that had been taking care of the ball, averaging less than 10 turnovers a game. So monumental for Laville to force 4 turnovers in the first quarter, although you could question how many of them were actually forced. Zoric forces a shot there and lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, been a little impatient time to time, the Lancers.
Laville going to offer some full court pressure here. Let's see how Knox is able to handle it. And the Lancers will go to their bench again and put in Aiden Doyle, the 5'11" junior, quarterback on the football team.
Laville 2 out of 11 so far from 3-point range, but 11 3-pointers already.
Good ball movement. Wagner kicks it outside, and Geller traveled after the head and shoulder fake. Make it 5 turnovers for Knox in the opening quarter.
Leo's Family Restaurant downtown Lakeville is the place to eat. With American and traditional Mexican cuisine, everyone in your family will be easy to please. Join them on Thursdays for the popular Polish dinner, or every Friday for all-you-can-eat fabulous fish. Leo's is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Why not try Leo's Family Restaurant on Old US 31 in downtown Lakeville? You'll be glad you did.
Good failed on a 3, but on the offensive putback, Aiden Doyle is fouled. He'll go to the line for the first time this year. We mentioned quarterback on the football team where he was all conference, runs the 400 meters in track. Also part of the unified bowling team that finished 3rd in the state here at Laville. And that's Aiden's first point of the season.
Well, I tell you what, Chuck, the numbers are pretty impressive for Laville in that they've got 9 rebounds and 7 of them are on the offensive side.
Aiden, a big Purdue fan. Couldn't hit the second. A rebound, and Dove puts it in. The homecoming king with his first bucket. Laville with a 6-point lead, mostly because they've done the job on the offensive glass. McIntyre lost the handle and then shoved the man from behind in frustration.
First foul on McIntyre.
You get another look on the SBO replay. A push in the back that time on Bobby Good. So 6 turnovers now for Knox in the opening stanza as we go to the final 20 seconds. See if Laville holds for one. Dill now finds Bobby Good. Dill not shy about launching. Good rebound by McIntyre. Can he beat the clock? 3 on the way is off the mark, and the first quarter is over here in Lakeville. So Laville was not necessarily incredibly accurate from 3-point range, but Michael Edison got 1 from Jimmy Fisher. He got another from Connor Wazorek, and those 6 points are the difference after 1 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by IU South Bend, fulfilling the promise. Good night to have Bill's Heating with us on this chilly January evening. They sponsor our sideline report. Bo Hunt, your thoughts on this one through 1?
Well, I think you and Bob both brought it up. Great points is the offensive rebounds and the turnovers. Laville probably shot 3 more times shots than Knox did, but the reason they were able to is because they didn't have any turnovers. They caused a bunch, and their offensive rebounds, they were just hitting the boards tremendously in that first quarter. They were just really crashing the board hard. Knox, they just need to really body up, find their guy, get a body on somebody, and eliminate those offensive rebounds, guys.
Bob, what were the rebounding numbers in that first quarter?
Laville had 10 rebounds. 8 of them were on the offensive end.
Wow.
Knox was 7 rebounds, 2 of them on the offensive end.
Yet the Redskins only down 6. McIntyre missed a bunny there, but an offensive rebound for Austin Talby to keep the Redskin possession alive. Short from the wing, too strong. Another rebound going out of bounds off Knox. This one will be Laville ball.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies is celebrating 60 years as the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. 60 years of serving the automotive, medical, aerospace, and military and defense industries. Go to iftworldwide.com for more information. Like the teams in tonight's game, they're working toward a great finish.
Second quarter brought to us tonight by Bellman Oil and the BP convenience stores. Connor Wazorek missed the first time, put the second one in. He has 5. The Lancers doubling up the Redskins. Talby travels. Make it 7 turnovers for Knox, and Rob Kruger turning to his bench in frustration. The Redskins look a little anxious tonight.
They do, and you know, they were such a confident-looking group when we were down in Knox for practice the other day. It looked like everybody knew their roles and did a good job. Right now, I give credit to Laville. They've ramped it up defensively and doing a great job on those boards.
Leighton Sarnecki outside, the 6-foot junior to Andrew Dill, whose 3 rattles out. Good box out that time by Cade Short. You'll meet him at halftime, one of our TCU Student Athletes of the Week. Talby caught in a trap, but he was able to get out. Wagner drives on Wazorek. Ross for 3. That's no good. The rebound and an over-the-back foul on McIntyre. That's his second. Braxton Geller will check back in for McIntyre. And Knox's leading scorer on the season goes to the bench with 2 fouls here in the first half.
Need somebody to step up right here.
Wazorek with that scruff on his chin brings it across the timeline. and tried to go backdoor, but Wagner was there to defend it well.
First turnover of the game for Laville.
The turnovers, one of the big stories in this game right now. Talby. Now it's Wagner trying to go against Dove. Wagner penetrates and nearly threw it away. It's saved out of bounds. It'll be Laville ball, or excuse me, Knox ball.
You wonder how long Knox can go without McIntyre. So much of what they do centers around him, not only having the ball, but when he's away from the ball, getting a lot of attention defensively.
Well, they might need Short to go down on the post, but he's also their best three-point shooter. So kind of a decision to make for Rob Kruger's team. Talby went flashing through the lane and got the bucket there. Austin Talby, the 5'11 senior, averages 5.5 points a game. That's his first basket. And desperately needed by Knox. With Good out of the game, Dill will take the three. Couldn't get it to go. Fisher missed the first time. Dove has it swatted away. Sarnecki finally gets it to go. You take enough shots, one of them will drop. But defensive rebounding right now, a huge problem for Knox.
3 more offensive boards in that sequence for Laville.
Wagner did not find the bank open. That three by Geller's no good. Dove the rebound. And now Connor Wazorek with the three. And Rob Kruger wants a timeout. We'll take it as well. 4:42 to go in the second period. Timeout sponsored by the Knox Booster Club. Laville behind Connor Wazorek's 8 points, leads 21-10 on 46. This edition of the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you by South Bend Orthopedics, the team physicians for the University of Notre Dame since 1947. Also my physician recently. We got that bursitis taken care of. Bursitis, the least of Laville's problems. They have been rebounding like fiends tonight, and Rob Kruger, the fifth-year Knox head coach and a member of the Knox Hall of Fame, trying to figure out how to get his team to work a little bit harder on the defensive boards. They have been punished by second chance points for Laville.
Short down in that low post again.
And working down on the post, he's able to draw a foul underneath. John Hampton will whistle it on Jimmy Fisher. That's his first and only the second on Laville.
Our thanks to the team from St. Andrews Products for making our crew look good tonight. They can do the same for your school or corporation. Call them at 800-628-9922 or email them at sales@standrewscorp.com. Your expectations become our standards, and our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
Rob Kruger said there are times that his team tries to go outside in too much. That may have been the case in the first quarter. They're definitely making a concerted effort to get the ball down low, and they're drawing some fouls here against Laville. This one on Leighton Zarnecki. That's the first on Zarnecki.
A lot of that enthusiasm that Laville is showing offensively transferred over to the defense there to get a little bit active.
And now very active in this 2-3 zone. Good trying to take it away from Wagner, almost did. Cross-court pass, Dove knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Knox ball.
Think Pyramid Equipment for your snowplow needs, sales, services, and installations of residential and commercial grade snowplows, parts, and salt spreaders. Pyramid offers military, police, and fireman discounts. Find us at PyramidEquipmentInc.com.
Zach Ross lost the handle and lost the ball. Another Knox turnover. Wazorek trying to push it against Wagner and threw it away.
8 turnovers for Knox, just 2 now for Laville.
And Knox will put McIntyre back in the game. He stayed out for 2:54 here in the second period. And in that time, Laville was able to open up the lead.
And McIntyre, a veteran, well, not a veteran, he's a sophomore, but he's got to understand his role right now is to take up space and get a rebound, but you can't be overly aggressive.
And another Knox turnover. Poor communication between Geller and McIntyre. And it's got to be close to double digits right now for the Redskins.
Turnover number 9.
Laville 2-1 in the Hoosier North Athletic Conference, trying to knock off a Knox team tied for the lead. Good couldn't get it. Jimmy Fisher's rebound no good. Bobby Good's rebound is. 7 points now for Bobby Good, and the rebound advantage continues to balloon for Laville. Geller had his pass poked away, foul called. They're gonna nail Zarnecki for coming over the back that time, his second.
Got to really admit that I haven't seen this, Chuck. I haven't seen this kind of offensive rebounding prowess like we've seen from Laville tonight.
Been rather amazing.
Stay with us at halftime. We'll have all the numbers for you. And our Student Athletes of the Week brought to you by TCU.
McIntyre with good elevation, but couldn't get the jumper to go. And Dill got the ricochet. Wazorek short on that three. Hustled for the rebound, tried to throw it off Wagner, but they control it anyway with Dove. Man, double-digit offensive rebounds already for Laville in this game. Fisher, 15-footer off the mark. One-hand rebound by Ross. Here's a Knox team that averages 54 a game. We're 2:20 away from halftime, and they have 10 points.
Mayor Dennis Eastock is going to check into the lineup. No, he's not. But Mayor Dennis Eastock and the city of Knox congratulate the boys and girls basketball teams on great seasons. Good luck, Redskins, in tonight's game from your mayor, Dennis Eastock.
McIntyre drives the baseline and gets called for the charge, his third. Watch the SBO replay. You make the call. Bang, bang play right there. So Austin Talby comes in to take McIntyre's spot. And Laville, get the sense they sniff a little blood in the water right here. Good hustle by Geller to knock it away from Dill.
6 unanswered points here for Laville.
Look at the speed of Andrew Dill as he races past people for the layup. It's a 15-point Laville lead. And Wagner throws it away.
Couple of 8-point runs in this ball game for Laville. One of the reasons they got a 15-point lead and the ball. The Knox Athletic Booster Club wishes all Redskin athletes good luck. We're here for our student athletes to help all Redskin teams be their best. A special good luck tonight for our boys basketball team. Go beat Laville, and congratulations to our girls team that got a win earlier tonight.
Good and Dove both miss.
Another offensive board.
Yeah, and it's Talby with the rebound. Knox came into this game 3-0 in the Hoosier North, but Connor Wazorek and Laville are handling them here in Cox Gymnasium tonight.
11 first-half turnovers for Knox.
And 10 first-half points for Wazorek. Pull-up jumper by Geller off the mark. Jimmy Fisher's rebound. Dangerous pass, but Dill, the wide receiver on the football team, knows how to catch a ball in traffic.
22 first-half rebounds for Laville.
That's not easy to do.
Got to have cooperation. Your opponent has to miss a lot of shots. They have.
Well, Laville's missed a lot of shots. Their shooting percentage is not pretty. See the Lancers hold for one. They couldn't. They wanted to, but knocked out of bounds by Good.
Rare turnover for Laville.
So Knox gets a chance to take the last shot of the half and try to cut into the 17-point deficit. Cade Short pulls up and can't get it off the back iron. Laville will have time if they hurry. Dill from half court. It's wide left, and the first half comes to an end with the Knox Redskins trailing the Laville Lancers by a count of 27-10. Bo Hunt's got Michael Edison.
Coach, you go into halftime in that first half, offensive and defensively, your team just only gave up 10 points, and the offensive boards were incredible in that first half. Just your thoughts on your players.
I was just pleased with our effort, but all games aren't one half. We gotta duplicate that. We gotta come out ready to play. I've watched Knox too much and know that they're more than capable of beating us by 20 right now.
Adjustments for the second half.
We just got to maintain. We got to have a highly focused level. We can't turn that ball over. We've been doing a nice job at that. We got to make them earn it.
Thanks for your time, Mike.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, Bo Hunt with the Bills Heating Sideline Report. Coming up, we'll have our City of Knox halftime report with our TCU student athletes. The offensive glass has made a living for Laville tonight, and the Lancers are up by 17 at the intermission on 46.
Now we welcome you back to the Dale E. Cox Gymnasium, where tonight Laville and Knox are going at it in a Hoosier North Conference clash. Time to interview our student athletes of the week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. A couple of outstanding representatives of the respective high schools. Laville High School's Tommy Gozy is with us, and also with us from Knox High School is Cade Short. And Cade, congratulations on your being singled out for this award, and also the great hard work you're doing. Congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Talk about what you're involved with at Knox. Football and basketball keeps you pretty busy.
Yeah, I'm in NHS, and after season I help coach the little kids in basketball and football.
It's a nice way to give something back to the community, and I know everybody in the Knox community is really involved in the high school. They get behind the athletes and the players and try to do the best you can.
Yeah, I have great coaches. My mom and dad push me hard, and we always have a great support system at home.
What's ahead for you academically, the next step you'd like to pursue?
I want to go into the medical field and maybe be a physician or physician's assistant.
Maybe work with a sports team somewhere along the way?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be nice. We wish you all the best, and congratulations on all you've done so far. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, Cade Short from Knox High School, student athlete of the week for the Redskins, and with us now, Tommy Gozy from Laville High School. Tommy, you're involved in basketball, obviously, but also in track and soccer. You talk about a busy guy.
Yeah, it's tough to manage, but it's not that bad. You kind of get used to it after 4 years, so.
You find that one sport kind of leads into the other. In other words, the conditioning you got to have for soccer really helps you with basketball.
Yeah, it's kind of different, you know, running up and down than, like, I play goalie, so I'm not really running up and down the field, but it still helps a lot just leading one end and like another, so.
And in track and field, you're involved in the 200?
Yeah, mainly like just these short sprints and sometimes 400.
That's good, it keeps you busy, and you've got some definite plans ahead for college and what you'd like to study.
Kind of undecided where I want to go, but I plan to study like health science.
Maybe come back and get into the athletic field a little bit?
Yeah, maybe.
Great. Give a shout out to the people that matter in your life, the people that had your support along the way.
Shout out to my mom, my sister, my grandma, my grandpa.
I know they're very proud of you and everything you're doing, and we wish you all the best, and congratulations on being singled out for this award.
Thank you.
All right, Tommy Gozy from Laville High School, one of our student athletes of the week, and Cade Short from Knox High School, our student athletes of the week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. We're back with a look at some halftime stats and highlights in just a moment. You're watching the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the IHSAA, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years. It's the City of Knox halftime report, although they probably aren't happy about the report we're about to give because Laville leads Knox 27-10 at the intermission. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel with you courtside. I've been to a lot of basketball games. You've been to a lot. I've never, ever seen offensive rebounding like Laville is doing tonight.
No, when you think about what Laville has also done as far as turnovers, which is 3, and there's 11 turnovers for Knox in this first half, you'd think they'd be, around 40 points in the first half. The truth is they've only got 27 because they haven't shot a good percentage, as you pointed out in that first half. The thing is, Knox has been responsible for most of what's gone wrong with them. They've turned the ball over. They haven't been as active on the boards as we really thought they would be. They've shot the ball a little bit better with percentage, but 20 shots difference in the first half. 37 shots from the floor for Laville and just 17 for Knox in that first half. That's not going to get it.
No. Let's show you how it got to be this way here at Dale Cox Gymnasium. Things started well for the Redskins. Gunnar Wagner with the drive. Cade Short would get the jumper off the nice feed from Cole McIntyre. Then McIntyre himself would score, but those were his only 2 points in the first half. And when Connor Wazorek hits this 3, Laville would have the lead. And then the rebounding started. Bobby Good underneath. He had 7 points in the first half. Then it's Austin Dove with an offensive rebound for scoring. You kind of get the theme here. Leighton Zarnecki with an offensive rebound for scoring. Certainly they'd hit the shot in the corner. No, they wouldn't, but they wouldn't need to because there's Bobby Good again with an offensive putback. And then taking advantage of the turnovers, Connor Wazorek, 10 points in the first half. Laville up by 17, and one look at the rebounds and turnovers. You don't even have to look at the shooting percentages, and you probably don't want to because they're pretty ugly.
The rebounds for Laville, too, out of the 23 rebounds, 16 of them were on the offensive board. So that's just an outstanding effort, and it almost made a missed shot, an entry pass in that first half. And, again, when you look at the numbers right now, Laville is on an 11-0 run to end the first half. And again, it had more to do with Knox not being able to score, and of course with their big guy McIntyre in foul trouble with 3 in the first half, they had to limit his minutes.
I know you coaches in the Bi-County are watching, and Ethan Sears, I know you're watching tonight. Tell your daddy Saturday night the Chargers better box out because Laville can rebound very well. They're up 27-10 at the half. That's the City of Knox halftime report on 46. This edition of the 46th Game of the Week being brought to you by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. We quickly go to Bo Hunt for a Bills Heating sideline report. I'm sure Rob Kruger didn't have a whole lot to say to you at half.
Well, it's exactly what we talked about. He said turnovers and offensive boards that Laville's getting. He said their best offense is a missed shot because we're not getting there and they're getting easy layups. He goes, we just got to box out better and we got to handle the ball better. And he goes, if not, he goes, this thing can get real ugly real fast. Guys?
Thank you very much, Bo. Bo's reports brought to us by our friends at Bill's Heating. The third quarter brought to us by Bellman Oil and the Belmart BP convenience stores.
I want to give a shout out to Silverleaf Florist and Boutique. They want to congratulate both the boys and girls basketball teams on a great season. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Pre-order by February 1st. Receive 20% off any order and get free local delivery from Silverleaf Florist and Boutique in Knox.
Laville starts the second half with the basketball and a 17-point lead. Connor Wazorek, the leading scorer in that first half. Now Austin Dove. Leighton Zarnecki was fairly quiet in that first half, but everybody from Laville getting a touch here in this opening possession. The Lancers showing very good patience, as Rob Kruger knew they would. Then Wazorek goes charging in. Good defense that time by Zach Rose to draw the charge.
Well, one thing about being down 17 at the half, you can use some help, and they got some right there from Wazorek. And Chuck, one of the things that Michael Edison knows, and having played for his dad, Jack Edison, at Plymouth, and Jackson Baldwin's team, right now you're up 17. You don't need to force any issue. Make sure you got a great shot.
Cole McIntyre goes straight up and gets his second basket of the game. And you get the feeling that might have been a focus for the Redskins as well. Let's get the ball inside to the big fella. He's got to stay out of foul trouble here in the third quarter. Good drive by Dove, but he couldn't get the layup to go, and Fisher knocks the rebound out of bounds.
Dove had a good look.
So Knox will try to chisel its way back into this game. Gunnar Wagner, the point guard, had an electric performance against Plymouth in the holiday tournament, but Braxton Geller's three is off the mark, and Wazorek gets the rebound for Laville.
Geller's had a tough night. He's 0 for 4 from three-point range.
The Lancers want to continue to find ways to attack, not just sit back on their heels here. Wazorek way off the mark on the three as he airballs it.
Forcing the issue a bit.
McIntyre trying to play a little two-man game with Wagner, but Wagner couldn't hang on to the ball. He had it knocked away. Now good for three. Hit the side of the backboard. Some ugly shots here by Laville in the first couple of minutes, and McIntyre goes in, tried to draw the foul, but at least got the basket. Now it's a 13-point game.
You don't have to get it all back at once. If they could get it down to single figures sometime here in the third quarter.
Well, Knox is not known as a three-point shooting team, so if they're going to get into this comeback, it's going to be 2-by-2, maybe get some free throws along the way. They did not go to the line once in the first half.
Absolutely.
Good for three is off the mark. The poor shooting night continues for the Lancers. And now Dove loses the ball out of bounds as Knox has ratcheted up the defensive pressure a little bit here in the second half.
Much needed pressure. Folks, behind bars Power Sports and Knox congratulates the boys and girls basketball teams on a great season. It's tax return time, so check out the new and used motorcycle and ATV lineups. Behind bars Power Sports also offers full service on any make or model.
They were our opening basket sponsor tonight. Gunnar Wagner traveled as he tried to kick it out to Rose. Austin Talby will check back.
Almost every official you talked to said anytime you spin, that's going to be a travel. It's just hard to keep the pivot point the same when you spin with the basketball.
Kids will try to tell you that's a Euro step, but we're in America.
Andrew Dill back in. Dill missed all 5 of his three-point attempts in that first half.
Wazorek was able to race past Wagner to get the ball across half court. Knox trying to become a little bit more physical here with Laville, it appears, in the second half. Goods baseline jumper, no good. Fisher, an offensive rebound, no good. How about another offensive rebound by Dill? That's 18 offensive rebounds for the Lancers in this game. And a push-off foul against Austin Talby, his first.
Talby's given him some good minutes in there, and he's had to.
Talby, the lone senior on this Knox team. So the one good piece of news for the Redskins and their faithful is this young team will have just about everybody back next season. They'd like to win the conference this season. They have a half-game lead on North Judson to begin the night. North Judson playing at Winnemac tonight as Wazorek misfires on a three, but McIntyre knocked it out of bounds.
Well, it's what Laville does. In the second half, they're 0 for 4 from three-point range.
Their three-point shooting percentage tonight, not impressive.
No, they're now 3 out of 22.
Dove forced the issue inside. Geller gets the rebound for Knox and tries to race out of there. Rare opportunity for a transition basket, and McIntyre couldn't drain it, but Wagner an offensive rebound for Knox, and now the lead down to 11. Sure, the Redskins would feel really good if they could have it into single digits by the time the fourth quarter starts. Dove loses the handle, out of bounds off Geller and the Redskins.
Mayor Dennis Eastock and the City of Knox congratulate the boys and girls basketball teams on their great seasons, wishing success to all Redskins student athletes.
Saw the scrum underneath. Matt Kowalski down there getting the picture. Dove with a layup and good. Austin Dove has 4 points tonight. The all Hoosier North Athletic Conference soccer player, showing he can use the hands well. McIntyre's pass is knocked away. Dove will go the distance. He was doing that tonight in warm-ups before the girls' game. You had the feeling if he got an open court, he might just jam one home for the fans.
And after having trouble scoring the basketball for a little bit, that's 4 straight points now for the Lancers, and one that really brought the house to their feet.
Get another look on the SBO replay as Connor Wazorek is called for the foul. That's his second. Homecoming king and a dunk on TV. That's not a bad night.
It's a good night for Mr. Dove.
Here's McIntyre. Now Cade Short. He's been quiet in this one. Tries to change that, but can't hit the jumper. And an over-the-back call against Bobby Good of Laville.
Short had a good-looking shot. 3 out of 6 in the second half for Knox from the field. Laville continues to get a lot of shots off. That's 11 shots. They've made 2 of them here in the third quarter.
McIntyre off the inbounds play, turns and scores. He's got a nice little touch around the basket with the mid-range game. 8 points now for McIntyre. Knox trying to hang around. They trimmed the deficit by 4 here in the second half, still trailing by 13. Dill for 3. Tried to buy the foul call, didn't get it. Wagner had it poked away from behind. Another turnover for Knox. Fisher to Wazorek. Got it to go. 12 for Connor Wazorek.
His first basket of the second half.
Wagner had to have good hands to bring that one down. Short dumps it off, and Rose couldn't get it to go, but he'll go to the line after the foul. Wazorek trying to plead his case with Jimmy Arnett, and Jimmy does not want to hear the plea.
He hears a lot of those. Folks, get back in the game with South Bend Orthopedics, team physicians for the University of Notre Dame since 1947.
Zach Rose, a 55% free throw shooter on the year. 3-sport athlete at Knox, the quarterback on the football team, and batted .412 in baseball last year, but he has not scored a point tonight. Look at Rob Kruger, a member of the Knox High School Hall of Fame. Has also coached track and cross country there for the Redskins.
Zach Rose, just a junior. He'll be back for his senior season at quarterback.
Rose with his first point of the night. It's a 33-19 Laville lead. Wazorek, and you could hear the foul call. The slap on the arm, or the thigh perhaps, of Wazorek. It's called on McIntyre, and that's his 4th.
Wow. And out there a good 35 feet from the basket. That's a tough foul to give up right there.
So McIntyre will go to the bench for at least the final 2:10 of the third here. And we'll see if Laville can take advantage of the big man's benching.
Short has to come up big inside.
Good. Short on the shot. And the rebound pinballs over to Short. And he'll go all the way for 2. Cade Short now with 6. And full court pressure applied by the Redskins.
A little different look. Got to dare to be different, don't they?
That was one of their keys. They wanted to put in some new wrinkles tonight against Laville. None of those seem to have paid off as of yet. Austin Dove. He will not shoot that 3. Wazorek might, but Wagner's right in his grill. Andrew Dill kicks it back outside. And Tommy goes. Gozy puts it home.
Two-pointer just inside the arc, but Gozy helping out off the bench.
It's a rarity for the 6'3" senior. Now on the baseline, it's Rose who gets his first basket of the night. Redskins have trimmed the lead down to 12. We'll see if they can force something here. Gozy tried to go baseline, and he was fouled on the way in by Short.
Teachers Credit Union understands the importance of growing your future, whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your businesses. Teachers Credit Union is here for you with financial solutions that will help you succeed. Visit tcunet.com to start growing your future today. Federally insured by the NCUA, they are an equal housing opportunity lender.
Jimmy Fisher takes Tommy Gozy's spot. Wazorek down on the block, tried to feed his man, and the ball went off Wazorik's foot and out of bounds. Knox could bring this down to 10 or even single digits with a bucket here.
Yeah, I think Michael Edison said it best at halftime. He says, hey, right now, even with the score the way it is, up 17 at halftime, we're in a big game here with Knox, and they can come back.
So easy for high school kids to lose their focus when you've got a big lead. And Short goes inside and lost it out of bounds. Rob Kruger wanted a foul call, but they said all ball.
Tough the way it came down then on Short, went out of bounds. There's the block.
Yeah, might have gotten him with the body there. At the other end, Good misses the layup. The rebound to Geller, and Knox still has a chance for the last shot. Talby for 3. 9-point game.
Single figures going to the fourth. That's what Knox was hoping for.
Rob Kruger has to be thrilled with what he's seen from his team here in the third quarter. And much of this comeback accomplished with McIntyre on the bench right now. Wazorek will try to race through and create something. Dill for 3. No good. Tipped by Fisher won't go. We've got 3 quarters in the books, and all of a sudden there's some life down in Stark County. Even though Austin Dove had this big dunk to highlight Laville in the third, Knox has rallied and trails by only 9 after 3 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're making our community brighter. Bo Hunt still makes our broadcast a little bit brighter with his Bills Heating Sideline reports. How's Knox coming back in this one, Bo?
Well, I think the biggest thing is Laville's not getting those offensive boards, which means Knox is doing a lot better job of really putting body on people and really boxing out, not giving them that third shot. Sometimes that second shot, but in the first half, they were giving them a third or maybe even a fourth shot. Second half, not as many shots. And Laville's shooting about the same percentage they were in the first half. Not very well, but they were getting more shots in that first half compared to the second half being eliminated. And that's why Knox has been able to come back, guys.
Laville in that third quarter, Bo, good point. Hit just 4 out of 17 for the game, 15 out of 54, 27% now for the game.
And yet they're up by 9. Tells you how important those offensive rebounds and turnovers were in the first half. Geller outside, goes down low to Wagner on the block, stripped away by Wazorek. Good hands by the senior.
14th turnover of the ball game for Knox.
Dove had it pinballed away. Wagner on to Talby on the break. Good, got the block. Knox has had a couple opportunities here early in the fourth to cut into the lead. Have not been able to do it. Can they do it here? Rose off the hand of Wagner and out of bounds.
15 turnovers. Folks, Leo's Family Restaurant in downtown Lakeville is the place to eat. With American and traditional Mexican cuisine, everyone in your family will be easy to please. Join them on Thursdays for the popular Polish dinner or every Friday for all-you-can-eat fabulous fish. Leo's is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Why not try Leo's Family Restaurant on Old US 31 in downtown Lakeville? You'll be glad you did.
A Laville turnover. Short all the way in for 2. Cade Short now with 8. The lead is 7. Full court pressure. Wizorek frantically up the floor, and he's hammered from behind by Rose.
Might not have been a bad foul by Rose. It'll put Wizorek at the free throw line. Just 3 free throws have been attempted by Laville in this game, and 2 for Knox. Just 5 free throws.
Wizorek gets the first. He's a 71% free throw shooter on the year. Connor was a member of the All Hoosier North baseball team. His season high, 15 against Westville, so he's closing in on that. He had 17 against Culver as a sophomore. Couldn't get that one to go. Short races the other way and tries a 3. He's a 50% three-point shooter, and he hits that one. And we're down to a 5-point game.
Short with 7 points here in the second half.
And Knox becoming more disruptive with the defense as well. Wizorek dumps it off for Dove. He lost it underneath. Pushed away, held ball. Alternating possession will go to Laville.
Chris has got his hand in the air. There might be a penalty here, a foul.
Oh, there is. And it's going to be called on Cade Short for the wraparound. That's his second.
Looked like a first down, if nothing else.
John Hendricks would have been proud. Will Hostrasser as well.
Yeah.
You get another look on the SBO replay, and there's the wraparound by Short, and then the bucket scored by Laville. And here's Dove with 2 more. Dove now with 10 after back-to-back baskets. Rose, step back 3, off the mark, rebound, put up no good, and it's out of bounds to Knox.
First missed shot for Rose since he came in. Another offensive board for the Redskins.
Connor Wizorek looks like he's going to have to leave the game with an eye injury. We've got a timeout taken by Leo's Family Restaurant and Laville. 5:38 to go in regulation. Laville leads Knox 40-31 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951.
Folks, for 60 years, Imagineering Finishing Technology has been the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. They set the standard for industries, including automotive, medical, aerospace, and military and defense. Go to IFTworldwide.com for more information. IFT has earned national accreditation and worldwide respect. Like the teams in tonight's game, always working for a great finish.
Knox trailing by 9, goes to Gunnar Wagner underneath for 2. The 5'11" point guard with 6. Fisher to Dove underneath. The big fella gets 2 more. Dove had 16 last Saturday against North Judson. He has 12 tonight. And that ball knocked out of bounds.
He's also got a crown on his head, being homecoming king. He has the play of the game with the big dunk, and he might be visiting with Bo Hunt if he's not careful.
Could be. Cole McIntyre checks back in with 4 fouls for Knox, with 5:09 to go in regulation, and the Redskins down 9.
No progress so far in the fourth quarter. They were down 9 heading into this final stanza.
They had it down to 5 at one point, but Laville has reinflated the cushion. Rose with the bucket and the bump. He was fouled by Austin Dove, his second, and Zach Rose will go to the line. A 55% foul shooter. You get another look from SBO.
St. Andrews Products has joined our team with the finest in promotional products, advertising specialties, business gifts, and apparel. Call them at 800-628-9922 or email them at sales@standrewscorp.com. your expectations become our standards? And our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
Rose with 6 points, all here in the second half. McIntyre has to be careful about not picking up that 5th foul. Wazorek whips it over to Zarnecki for 3. Leighton Zarnecki with his 9th 3 of the year, his first of the night, puts that lead right back up to 9.
Zarnecki had been a little bit quiet. He had his only other point in the second quarter.
Ball knocked away, but recovered by Rose, and then he lost it.
16
Zarnecki.
turnovers for Knox tonight.
Zarnecki again for 3. It's a 12-point Laville lead. And another Knox turnover and a timeout taken by Laville. Nope, but travel is called. We're going to take a timeout, though. 3:56 to go in regulation. Laville by 12 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies. IFT, quality is a way of life. Cole McIntyre fouled on the way up by Tommy Gozzi as we return to action. 3:47 to go in the fourth. Laville by 12, but the clock stops as McIntyre, a 69% foul shooter, goes to the line.
Chuck, in this fourth quarter, Knox has made a comeback, hitting 4 out of 6 shots, but Laville has answered with 5 out of 5.
And McIntyre misses the first.
Folks, think Pyramid Equipment for your snowplow needs, sales, services, and installation of residential and commercial grade snowplows, parts, and salt spreaders. Pyramid offers military, police, and fireman's discount. Find us at PyramidEquipmentInc.com.
Zarnecki with a little stutter step to get around McIntyre, and he's got 10. Three for Geller. Braxton Geller hits his first 3 and a timeout taken by Knox. 3:28 to go in the game. Knox has cut the lead to 11 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you in part by the IHSAA, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years. And we want to salute Commissioner Bobby Cox, who announced that he'll be retiring in July after 9 years of leading the IHSAA.
So many magnificent changes over his tenure. He's done a great job. And folks, Mayor Dennis Eastock and the City of Knox congratulate the boys and girls basketball teams on their great seasons. Good luck, Redskins, in tonight's game and for the rest of the year.
By the way, that timeout sponsored by the Knox Athletic Booster Club. Full court pressure applied by the Redskins. Leighton Zarnecki. Now Connor Wazorek. Bodies hitting the floor, no calls. And finally, we have a whistle, and what's going to be called here?
Pretty good contact up the floor with no foul called. And there's a foul called on Cole McIntyre.
And that's his 5th. And he'll go to the bench for the night with just 8 points, coming in averaging 14 a game.
Just a sophomore. Tremendous player, but lesson learned tonight, I think. And he just has to be a little bit more careful, especially some of the fouls away from the basket.
He'll have better nights. And the timeout taken here by Laville, 50-39. We'll keep it here.
The Knox Athletic Booster Club wishes all Redskin athletes good luck. We're here for our student athletes to help all Redskin teams be their best. A special good luck tonight to our boys basketball team. Go beat Laville, and congratulations to our girls team that got a win in the first game here tonight.
Let's show you the importance of this game in the Hoosier North standings. As we enter the night, Knox had a half-game lead over North Judson. They'll play each other next week. Meanwhile, Laville was sitting there at 2-1, so they would be tied with Knox, presumably a half game behind North Judson, who's playing Winnemac tonight, and very much alive in the Hoosier North Athletic Conference race.
Well, we knew it would be a good one tonight. It means so much. It seems like it's still pretty early in the year, but, you know, what are we, 10 days away from February?
Well, Laville has a big game tomorrow night. They go to Northside Gym for the first time since 1986 when they take on Elkhart Memorial. So I mentioned earlier, I know Ethan Sears and Kyle are watching this one. Geller drops it off for Zach Rose. He's had a strong second half, and the junior now with 8 points. Jimmy Fisher kicks it up the floor to Bobby Good, and Good lays it up and in and drew the contact. Good with 9, helping a balanced Laville attack. You get another look at the foul by Geller on the SBO replay.
Good in the second half was 0 for 6 before that basket. Now he's got an opportunity for the three-point play.
Had an old-fashioned three-point play back in the first quarter. Good couldn't get that one to drop. He would have been the 4th Lancer in double figures tonight. Wagner for 3. That won't go. The rebound tipped outside, still loose. Bodies hit the floor, and timeout taken by Knox as they collect the rebound thanks to Rose.
A lot of good hustle going on that floor. Folks, Silverleaf Florist and Boutique wants to congratulate both the boys and girls basketball teams from Knox on their great seasons. Valentine's Day right around the corner. Write this down, Chuck. Pre-order by February 1st, receive 20% off any order and get free local delivery. Silverleaf Florist and Boutique in Knox.
I'm not sure I'm local enough for them, but I might try to take advantage of that. We'll take advantage of seeing LaGrange County's all-time leading scorer next Friday night. Charlie Yoder, who's had a magnificent Northeast Corner Conference tournament and career, goes down and takes on their arch rival, the Fairfield Falcons, now coached by Randy Deschone. It's Westview and Fairfield in an old NECC rivalry. Friday night, 11, Saturday morning at 9 on 46.
Great atmosphere guaranteed in that one, that's for sure. Folks, Behind Bars Power Sports in Knox congratulates the boys and girls basketball teams on their great seasons. It's tax return time, so check out the new and used motorcycles and ATV lineup. Behind Bars Power Sports also offers full service on any make or model. That's Behind Bars Power Sports in Knox.
Knox trailing by 11 with 2:27 left. Let's see if they'll start trying to launch some three-pointers here. Austin Talby hit one earlier in the second half. Short did as well, but he'll take the 12-footer here and hit. Cade Short with 13, and another timeout taken by Knox with 2:18 left.
Chuck, I'm thinking that the barrage in the fourth quarter by Laville certainly centered on Leighton Zarnecki's 2 3-pointers back-to-back, a 6-0 run. Took the lead back out to double figures, moved it up to 12, and since then, Redskins continue to battle, but still down 9 points.
Meanwhile, the story at Laville over the last decade is amazing under Michael Edison. Look at these numbers here. What the case was for Laville from 2001 to 2010 and what it's been in the last 10 years. 102 win difference, and they'll add to that total if they can hang on here in the final 2:18.
Tremendous work by Michael Edison. Well, it's neat when you think back, you know, we've been around long enough to see him as a little gym rat when his dad was coaching at Plymouth, and then he played for Plymouth and Bethel, came back and coached, and done a great job here at Laville.
Part of that Mike Lightfoot coaching tree. He'll see another Bethel coach tomorrow night in Kyle Sears as Wazorek lays it up and in, and he's got a season-high 15.
Laville is not missed in the fourth quarter.
Meanwhile, the layup up and in for Austin Talby. He has 7 now. Good, was held on the way in, no call. He'll put the rebound up, no good. Geller the Karen.
Gee, another offensive rebound?
Not one that led to points that time. Talby loses it out of bounds. Bo Hunt, I want to check with you on a Bills Heating sideline report. You got a scoring correction for me on Mr. Wazorek?
Yeah, I got Wazorek's got 17 and Dove's got 10.
Okay, I got confused down here earlier in that flurry.
Yep.
So Wazorek now with 17, that ties his career high that he had against Culver as a sophomore. Meanwhile, Talby hits the first one. He's only a 20% free throw shooter.
Talby's given him some good minutes off the bench, and he had to with McIntyre being in so much foul trouble.
Missed that one. And Jimmy Fisher is fouled on the rebound by Cade Short. Have the feeling we'll see a few free throws here in the final 90 seconds.
I think we will. Mayor Dennis Eastock in the city of Knox congratulates the boys and girls basketball teams on their great seasons and the way they represented the community. Wish them all the success for all the Redskins student athletes from your mayor, Dennis Eastock.
Jimmy Fisher, an 82% free throw shooter, hits the first. Jimmy, a wide receiver on the football team, third baseman on the baseball team, and all academic Hoosier North Athletic Conference. Good job in the classroom. 9-point lead. Let's see what Knox can do here. Wagner with the drive, spins and charges. Wazorek did a great job of moving his feet on defense.
A couple of different officials did not make the call. The third official did, but he had a good angle from over here, kind of the angle that we had.
Andrew Dill will check back in for Laville.
Dove goes out. He's done a great job tonight.
And Knox will have their hands full tomorrow night with the John Glenn team that lost to Penn last night up at the Palace.
Their head coach in the house tonight. Doing a little scout.
So here's Wazorek, who was fouled by Wagner. And Connor will go to the line to try to get a new career high right here. His sixth game in double figures this season. And that's 18 now for Wazorek.
Solid Chuck. He's scored in every quarter of the game. He's been the one consistent scorer.
Make it 19 for the senior point guard. And Laville, a team that came in only averaging 53 points a game, has surpassed that despite a very poor shooting effort tonight. Lancers will inbound with 1:14 left.
Well, we got what we wanted tonight. That's a real good basketball game. It was down to 6. Now another foul called on Knox and Wagner.
Wagner has picked up a quick 3 here, but they don't have much choice. They got to find ways to stop the clock and hope that Laville will miss free throws, but that hasn't happened a lot for the Lancers tonight. It hasn't happened at all for Wazorek so far tonight.
I was afraid you were going to get him there.
No, no, no. Connor with 20 points tonight. Coming off that just 3-point effort against North Judson last Saturday that we talked about in the pregame show. So you know he was inspired to have a big game tonight, and he has.
He's got 9 points here in the fourth quarter.
Talby, a lot of contact, no call. Wazorek will race to the other end and lay it high off the glass, no good. Dill tried to save it, but he threw it away.
Good hustle, good idea. Ball goes back over to Knox.
Brock Talby was ready to inbound it to Gunnar Wagner, but the officials hadn't set the ball yet for play.
Might have saved a turnover.
No,
got it
he
anyway.
didn't. And Dill, for good measure, gets an offensive rebound too. There's no need for Laville to try to attempt another field goal here, as Austin Talby is called for the foul, and guess who's going back to the line?
Number 23, Austin Talby.
26 offensive boards out of 41 rebounds in the ballgame.
Wow. The story of this one, a very simple one to tell. Offensive rebounds and turnovers were the difference of the game against Knox, and yet the Redskins had the game down to 5 early in the fourth quarter.
Good crowd on hand here. Not too many people left.
Connor Wazorek with a lot of ones here in the fourth quarter, but they add up, don't they?
Sure do.
23 points now for Wazorek. Short, off the mark, got his own rebound and put it off the mark again. Battle on the floor for the loose ball. The held ball, I believe, will be the call. And on the alternating possession, it goes to the Lancers. And with 26 seconds left, let's see if the foul-orama will stop.
Both teams 8 out of 10 in the fourth quarter from the field. No quit in either one of these squads. Well-coached squads.
So Knox will concede this one. Connor Wazorek, after a career night of scoring, will get to dribble out the clock. Laville will go to 6-3 on the year and 3-1 in the Hoosier North with a 61-46 win over the Redskins. Don't go anywhere. The Silverleaf Florist and Boutique postgame show is coming your way with our IU South Bend fulfilling the promise player of the game and our electrical workers electrifying play of the game. It's all next on the 46 Game of the Week.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV 46 High School Game of the Week, brought to you by
It's a happy homecoming at Dale E. Cox Gymnasium tonight as Laville celebrates with a 61-46 triumph over Knox in Hoosier North Athletic Conference play. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel courtside, and an impressive performance in a couple of facets by Laville, not necessarily shooting the ball, but man, did they clean the glass.
They really did, and you know, again, they're going into the game. They said Knox is going to overplay. Defensively trying to block every shot, maybe trying to get out and get on a shooter, and that takes them out of a rebounding position. And give credit, again, Laville be very fundamentally sound. They were shooting a lot of three-pointers, which turned into entry passes when you have that many offensive rebounds. And I can't say enough about Knox getting up off the deck there and getting it down to 5 points. But those two back-to-back three-pointers, outstanding effort there by Laville, and that gave them that room that they're able to hold on to.
Well, a guy who maybe played the best all-around game of his career, and it certainly showed up in the scorebook with a career-high 23 points. Connor Wazorek is our IU South Bend fulfilling the promise player of the game. He's standing by now with Bo Hunt.
Standing by with our player of the game, Connor Wazorek. Connor, first off, congratulations, 23 points tonight, career high. I know when I told you that, you're like, whoa. Just outstanding play, offense and defense. What was it about tonight that really set this game apart from others?
Well, we had a whole week of practice, and we came from a tough loss against Judson. And one of my best friends has cancer, and I met with him this past week, and he just kind of told me, just go do it. And I've been playing for him the whole season, and it was finally good to actually get over that hump.
Not only was the points outstanding out there, but your defense and the rest of your teammates' defense and your offensive attack in the boards. You guys had 26 offensive boards tonight. What was it about that? You guys just coming out, just attacking those offensive glass.
Well, Coach was telling us the whole entire week that Knox was just going to go after everything. And, you know, we had these few tough practices, and everyone's getting real chippy and everything. But it was just preparing us for tonight, and it worked out well for us.
Tough loss the other night against North Judson. Knox comes in here undefeated in the conference, and now you guys are tied with them in the conference. How does that set up now with you guys in the conference, and just thoughts on that?
Well, we're just kind of playing one game at a time. We were all pretty sad that we lost that North Judson game. We had 2 weeks off, and we kind of came in sluggish, but tonight we wanted some revenge, not for just Judson, but just to make our mark in the conference.
Connor, congratulations on your game tonight and the victory.
Thank you. Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
Back to you guys.
Chance now to look at our electrifying play of the game for tonight's game, and it was provided by the homecoming king.
It was, and I tell you what, you know, I voted for Dove for player of the game, but you know, the effort of Wazorek was outstanding. But look at this. Dove not only had double-figure scoring tonight, did a good job. A lot of those offensive rebounds were his. But the big jam dunk here brought the crowd to its feet, and that's one of the things that kept them in the double-figure lead. And our feature brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're making your world brighter.
And we hope we made your world a little brighter with some high school basketball tonight. And our thanks to our TV 46 crew who helped bring you this game through the snow, through the ice, The intrepid Dean Korsmo and his usual cast of characters got the job done once again. We'll put them to the test again next Friday night with more high school basketball for you. We drive down to Benton to see Westview and Fairfield in the Northeast Corner Conference rivalry. We'll have it for you live on Facebook and YouTube at 7:45 and on TV 46 Friday night at 11 and Saturday morning at 9. Don't forget college basketball on the radio Saturday. Purdue at Maryland at 2 on 103.1, followed by IU and Nebraska at 7. Now for my broadcast partners, they're Hall of Famers too, you know. Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt. It's Chuck Freeby reminding you the final score, Laville 61, Knox 46. Thanks for everybody here at Laville High School for their cooperation. Now, Chuck Freeby saying so long from lovely Lakeville.